You're listening to Dudes at 4 a.m., episode 8, and we're awesome. That's what we're brought to you by.
I don't want to be the one the battles always choose, 'cause inside I realize that I'm the one confused. I don't know what's worth fighting for, or why I have to scream. I don't know why I instigate.
You're listening to the Dudes at 4 a.m. We're on break, as we may have mentioned. If you listen to our gamer mini-sode, well, not mini-sode, because that thing was long.
That was fucking long as shit.
But that was for our bonus for our
language.
gamer listeners. We're going to get back to our more normal topics, talking about our lives.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That shit again?
See, I'm just going to throw out a disclaimer. I didn't pick today's topic. I had no decision in this.
Can we just talk about games again?
That sounds kind of nice, personally.
Yeah.
I could go for that. That was a pretty light subject. It was fun to talk about. But, so yeah, I'm Brian.
I'm Alex.
I'm Erin.
And we're going to talk
Surprise.
about why we suck.
I don't suck.
I don't suck either.
So basically,
why we suck.
So why Alex sucks.
Okay, not why I suck. But,
Just kidding.
to start this off,
This guy.
Brian's going to troll forever and ever.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la.
So what's the main idea? Why would we suck?
I wanted to start this
we're the dudes at
because
4 a.m.
I had this topic for a while and we didn't get to it because October was crazy. But basically, it occurred to me that October is one of the suckiest months, like, ever. I don't know why. I don't know what magic or sorcery happens.
Halloween, man.
But, like, even Halloween used to be the savior of that month. And
It
this
still
year,
is, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, it's a pretty fun holiday. But for some reason, October becomes the most stressful, the most chaotic, and the most absurdly difficult month out of the year. As a college student, we have midterms.
Oh, God. Don't say that word near me.
We have
What the fuck?
academic progress.
trials.
Yeah, I mean, that's my personal opinion on the matter. October just sucks as a month because if you're a student at any point, for high schoolers or regular elementary school or middle school, it's that phase where you're getting over September and the newness of school is kind of worn off. And that's the same as it is in college. The newness of school is worn off. And if you're just returning for another semester, the newness of that semester is worn off. And now you're dealing with like midterms and stuff. And you're like, oh crap, I
We
never
have to
learned
pay
shit.
attention. And also, I feel like there's as you get closer to holiday seasons, you have more events that people plan for and things that people try to do before it gets like really cold and people get really depressed, cold and depressed and
Busy
cold
ass
and
month, man.
cold. But I don't know, it's just something about October. Everything like unwinds, like everything just unwinds, and it's like it comes out really bad. And it's something that, in my experience, can't be helped. But it's been happening to me. What do you guys think?
Well, and despite that, I also want to say, despite all that, October goes by really quickly.
Yes.
Like, it's fucking already November. Like, I don't even know what happened to October. Like,
Yeah,
that,
We're actually, now that you mention it, we're actually pretty far through November.
Yeah,
like,
it's-
shit.
November blazed.
Fall goes through autumn, fall.
probably-
It goes
What
through
are you
really
gonna do?
quick.
Life, man, life.
You know, like I guess just life picks up from like summer. Like September is pretty slow, pretty casual because everyone's getting to classes, everyone's reintroducing each other, trying to do new things, and then once you realize the limitations of what your scheduling can do, October becomes that pinnacle month where you realize people are busy or people have other commitments. It's really tough.
That's why we were not off the map for a while.
I think
That's why we
so.
had no episodes for a
Right.
while.
That's why the subject is a month overdue,
Yeah.
and why Dudes was a little bit on hiatus.
I will say this, though. For anybody who's going to get this joke, neither of these months is as quick as Kyrie, our friend Kyrie. Just saying that now.
I didn't even get that joke, and I know it's funny.
Oh man! Shout out to Kyrie,
The legend of the one who moves too quick. Yes. Okay. So October.
yes.
I don't know, man. It's just. Let's see. Over the years, I don't know, man. October.
Dude, I think October. So, like in high school, when I had my relationship, I think October is when we started to like have problems and go sour. Mm-hmm. Even though we lasted throughout high school, I think October junior year is where things start to get bad, and then we almost like broke it off.
I can think of one girlfriend off the top of my head right now, one ex-girlfriend of mine who broke up with me in October.
yeah, same.
And that one
Damn.
stung like a biatch.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I had one of my worst breakups in last year October, and It's just awful.
One of my least successful relationships started in October.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what is this month?
This month is, and I remember also in high school, it was like the end of the fall sports seasons and the end of a quarter. So like coupled like I guess finals for the quarter and also like districts and regional competitions.
yeah.
It got really pressured, and I remember having like little to no sleep. So I don't know, just
That's
October. I've been like conditioned that it's like really bad, and I try to prepare for it like every time. I'm like,
No offense to anybody who has birthdays in October, though.
yeah,
True. Like
Yeah.
my aunt.
right.
I mean, those are the few glimmers of hope I have for October.
Yeah.
I
'Cause,
enjoy
if
celebrating
it wasn't for the
birthdays.
birthdays or the
Halloween
or like the like Halloween
or Columbus Day.
or Columbus Day, even Columbus Day wasn't. I don't even know, but yeah, I don't know. Just October is just it has like a stigma about it that I didn't used to have, but once I realized how crappy the consecutive Octobers have, it's just disgusts me.
The number 10. You're finally reaching 2 digits.
Yeah,
Like
it's
shit
like,
has to change.
It's like eat this.
It's like the month. You now have to write 2 numbers and the date for the month.
So much effort.
It's like shit. Now everything changes.
Yeah,
Maybe you've got a point there.
right.
The little thing.
Actually, you think about it. Towards the end of October is where our string of trips to UVA began, and that's where string of trolling began. Actually, where it ended.
Truth.
I think we just got more busy because we also had football coming to hang out at UVA, doing the dudes.
We didn't do
and
any dudes.
right, lack of doing dudes. And
Actually, I always have a lack of doing dudes. If you mean we didn't release any podcasts,
that's what I
Yes,
meant.
there you go.
I don't know what you meant, but I'm clarifying for me personally so you don't generalize.
Okay,
But yeah,
maybe
man.
that's why.
All right, so yeah, October
yeah.
sucks.
And yeah, October just sucks. If you think there's a suckier month in October, I want you to prove it to me by sending a message to the dude's channel or tweeting it. But I don't think you'll be able to think of one because every other month has its highlights.
Truth.
But
yeah,
yeah,
let us know.
respond back to the dudes. Let us know. Tweet
Let us know your October stories.
or even video response because those are always fun.
Ooh, video response. That'd be nice.
Yeah, technology these days.
Oh my god.
All right, but more on to like I don't know. The dudes as of late have had ups and downs of ups and downs.
Downs and downs.
We came to a conclusion that not
Downs
all
and downs.
the
So depressing.
the what
We're laughing out of pure pain. I'm not going to lie
Yes.
to you
the
all.
the Triforce of our group exists in this way. None of us can
Dibs
be
on courage.
yes.
Oh
Okay.
fuck.
Oh,
What does it leave us?
wisdom and power. I guess I'll take power. Do you want wisdom?
I'll take wisdom.
All right, I'll take power. Ganon
Oh,
stomp.
you're the chick.
Whatever.
I'm evil.
All
But, like,
that
it can't-
power. Kanye? No.
Just the way you
no
said
Kanye.
it.
Oh god.
All that power.
Oh, I know the song, Erin.
Yeah.
I'm living in the 21st century.
21st century schizoid man.
Word. Anyway,
So we just thought of it, but none of us can be like equally happy or equally sad. Like there can be a point where we're all okay, but none of us can be all happy at the same time or all sad at the same time. It's always like in constant flux.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why this occurs, but
I think it's like, you know how like nature has a balance, so like good things happen, then bad things happen. I think it's the same thing with groups of friends. Like if you have a core, like if you can find a triplet or like a quadruplet or whatever, there's got to be a balance within the group.
So what you're saying is we need to add 3 more people and let
Yes.
them be the sad ones.
Yes, there you go.
this is why Brian's making the plans here.
We need 3 more scapegoat dudes, basically.
If you're willing,
Scape dudes.
if you're fresh and willing, let us know.
Yes.
If you're willing to be sad for us so we can be happy.
All we need is a resume and a picture of your sad face.
That's fucked up, guys. Why would you...
Picture of yourself. No, doesn't look sad enough. Next,
I need this.
his pout is a little off to the right.
I need their
Next.
saddest sad to be equivalent to my happiest happy.
Essentially, yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god. But yeah, I think. Well, why would you say this? So why is there balance? What's
Over like the couple of months, October being really sucky, I've come across a few things that I've learned from talking to the dudes,
Well-
interacting with the people, and things I feel like that dudes kind of lack that, or things that suck for dudes that we can't control.
Mainly love.
Mainly love,
yeah,
but also relationships among friendships. And
apparently all our podcasts are going to essentially relate to love somehow or some way. I will say this. In early September, I met my friend Amanda, and I was talking about her in earlier podcasts. She was the girl in my Japanese class who sat down next to me. And I was really, really excited to meet her. And, like, we had a really great friendship from the start. And I was pretty happy about the situation, and things were going really well. And then at that moment, Erin was kind of down because Erin was being Erin, being angsty, as some of his friends would say. The girls down at UVA would say, would call him angsty. And Alex was just kind of chilling.
True.
Things have kind of taken a shift since then.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That was the trifecta back then. So we had a good mood person, an okay mood person, and someone who was kind of down on themselves. Right. Now we have somebody who's on the up and up. He's got a bit of a spring in his step, I would say.
Yes.
Aaron. Aaron's got the spring in his step. I'm kind of chilling. I was on a pretty decent high, but somebody's knocked my knees out basically. So I've got.
He's not bad.
I'm not in bad shape. I've got some decisions to make.
He's in the okay state.
I'm in the okay state.
But you're not on that throne anymore.
I'm not chilling up there. Well, I was never really chilling up there. I think it was more we had to balance like two decent people and then one person down low.
Yeah.
But now it's somebody's on the up and up, somebody's okay, somebody's down low.
And I am on the down low. We talked about it.
We talked about ups and downs. We talked about ups and downs, but apparently Alex is on downs and downs.
Downs, because
baby, are you down? Clearly.
See, this is why there's music in the podcast, so you guys don't sing.
No, all that music in the podcast we sang.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
it was
you didn't know that?
for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, John Mayer.
Yeah.
Actually,
Jay Sean.
Every time Adele sings, she should be crediting Erin for Rumor Has It.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that made the song famous.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right, but basically, a couple podcasts ago,
His angsty self.
we were talking about dudes who fight and dudes who fight for the fight to try to make things right. And I didn't even need to make that rhyme like Black Dynamite. But
wow, you're on fire. You're on fire.
Wow.
Super hot fire. But
see,
basically,
this English major right here, he's trying to be fancy.
Fancy, huh? No, but basically, what happened was I'm on the low and low because I took too many fights for the friends and nothing worked. And so I sunk to a low because I felt that my power as a dude or just as a friend in general was being disregarded. And so I kind of just like got kind of sad about it because it was like I couldn't help people when they were asking for help, but they didn't want my help.
Yeah.
It's a lot more complicated than that, but basically I was not being thought of as a friend and more just like someone who's trying to force my ideas, and I didn't mean to come across like that, but it caused to a lot of dissension among the group.
And I think like what you're getting at too is like we naturally want to help our friends, and sometimes we suck at it, but sometimes we also suck at controlling ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's like with you, like the problem is there's one of our main topics too is like we can't control everything.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we need to realize that. And sometimes we suck at holding back ourselves because we're invested. We're really invested, and that's a good thing. Like that's a good and bad thing. But we like to care about our friends and stuff. But sometimes you gotta let things play out.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lesson I learned. Unfortunately, too late. No matter how much it was beat against my head by these two guys.
Alex was not picking his battles correctly. Basically, as much as we've discussed that, I will say though. Over the years personally, I've been through the phases that he's going through right now, and I learned to pick my battles. Now, see, the reason I might be in the okay range, which is actually okay, because I've kind of been in the okay range for a while now, and Aaron's,
Aaron's been climbing the ladder.
He's been climbing the ladder.
He's been ups and downs, but the ups have been getting higher.
Yes.
So his downs have really been where his lowest ups have been, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Is that where we're going with? Okay.
Let's go with that.
Now, see, here's the thing, though. I've been giving out my fucks, and I haven't been keeping them in my bag. This is part of the problem. See,
He didn't take his own advice.
No. I took my own advice. But see, there are times where you think that your fucks are worth giving out.
Yeah. Sometimes the fucks just escape from the bag.
Sometimes they just do escape
Yeah.
from the bag. You know,
Like,
you can't help.
They have minds of their own.
You can't help how you feel about a certain situation or a certain
True.
person. You know, so sometimes the fucks escape the bag, and you know, sometimes that doesn't play out the best way. You know, so that's kind of what's happening with me. I guess you could say I'm caught in a kind of particularly odd situation. Not that it's odd in the two situations, because I have two going on, but it's that odd that they happened together at around the same
Right.
time.
Both involving girls.
I mean, yeah, okay. I guess if you had to point that out, thank you, Erin. Anyways,
Aaron's ascended to a new level of wisdom this week that is
he's ascending.
beyond fathomable. He went from like, I don't know how can I describe it.
Aaron
He went
got
from
on
like
my
Mr.
level.
Miyagi to like God.
God. I was gonna say that, but I wasn't trying to be sacrilegious.
No. He went for the Denver Broncos to the Bethlehem T-Bows.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
No, but Aaron, I mean,
Aaron's seeing a lot more clearly now.
because Aaron,
'Cause
I
the
mean,
rain
we've
is
always gone back and forth between me and Aaron, and I've given him advice usually, and it's nice. We're hearing him finally get on, like me and him. We're finally talking on a level of philosophy
Yeah,
of like certain things
Yeah,
that
it's
we're
true.
finally like on the same page on now.
that's true. It's weird because, like, I don't know, like you were saying, like the semester started bad for me, and there's a lot of stuff I had not to look forward to. Not a lot of things making me happy, and now it's weird because now that I'm finally working my way back up, it's like, why did I ever leave this state of mind? Because it's so much better, you know, and it feels so much better than, like, of course you can't control things, but sometimes you need to do enough so that you're not like way down,
Yep.
Right.
you know.
You need to take control of the things you can,
Yeah,
and just let the things that you can't happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
it was a big thing. Like, I remember October, you were kind of in a little bit of a dark
Yeah.
place, and you took it upon yourself to like change everything, like revamp
Yeah.
everything. Like,
'Cause-
we talked about it,
Exactly.
and you like took your problems head on, and
Yeah.
you realized them, and you addressed them one by one.
Because the theme of this month, good ladies and sirs, is to pony up.
Yes, it is. Pony up.
Pony up.
Words of the month.
Words of the month.
Because, because like for me, there was school, there was like friendship stuff, there was love relationship stuff, and it's like you realize you can't take that shit anymore, and you just gotta man up. You gotta do what you can. Like I realized some school shit I can't control, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna forget about it, do what I can. Some love relationship stuff, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep the fucks in the bag.
Exactly.
Yes.
And some friendship stuff, it's like, same thing, and that's all it takes.
This podcast's quote. I'm going to toss out another one of my mantras, one of the things that I live by. I hope this becomes a regular thing that you guys like to hear. I heard the bag of fucks was pretty popular from what I had heard.
Yes.
Yes.
So, the one thing I will say now is that shit is never as bad as it seems. And as low as you get, there's always some silver lining. And silver lining sounds really corny. So say it the way I'm saying it now. Shit is just never as bad as it seems. Honestly.
It's not. It's not. And it's in the moment it can feel that way, but you gotta take a step back sometimes.
You just gotta take a step
Yeah.
back.
Right.
Like with school, like school can be going badly. Like I mean we all know, and it's in the moment it's like this really sucks. But if you take a step back, you look at the bigger picture. Like okay, I've got like months left in the semester. I've got next year. Like this is only one class out of like the 5 million I'm taking. Like you just gotta look at the whole picture.
Yes.
Have some perspective.
Yeah.
And I also made this point when I was talking with Erin, and we were talking about how he reached his new enlightened state. It was kind of like watching a timeline no longer as a parade coming at you, but rather as watching it as a whole.
Yes.
You
There
know,
you go.
I'm like up above.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's how it feels, and it feels a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah, he is noticeably a lot better that skipping his step.
If you have
Walking on
to,
sunshine.
and if you have to know specifically, like so I guess what I was trying to do, I was trying to keep my fucks in my bag, right? So, and
We've become a podcast that just blatantly curses now, assuming we
Yes.
have no kids.
You
Hey,
two have become
hey,
a podcast that
it's
blatantly curses.
late. What did I say earlier? It's late, and my
Yeah.
vulgarity increases as the fatigue
Aaron
increases.
becomes a sailor.
Imagine the supply and demand curve, okay? And as energy goes down for Erin, Vulgarity goes up.
way up. So God damn it, whatever. Deal with it, audience. But okay, so what I was saying. So what happened was I was keeping my fucks in my bag, and basically, randomly, I did not expect this at all, but someone I was trying to push away or forget about came to me and needed to talk to me, and it was late at night. It was like 3 a.m. We talked for like 2 hours, and all of a sudden, all these feelings came rushing back in again, and all of a sudden, I had to all the fucks jumped out of the bag.
Someone cut a hole in your back.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
she came and she cut a hole in your back.
Yeah, basically, and they all fell out, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I had to give a fuck.
Yeah, the pony up.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody cue that track. That track. Aw.
Bastards.
That's cute. That's cute.
So once that happened, it was like this for a couple weeks. It was like this thing where I was trying to figure stuff out with my life. I was trying to figure out my feelings, and as we all know, as we all keep saying, things worked out in the end. You just got to believe, you got to have hope. Things worked out, and now.
Why? Because shit is just never as bad as it seems.
Exactly.
Right. And
now I feel like I'm in a good place with someone, and now things are looking bright, and it could be what I need. It could be what what the other party needs. It's good stuff.
Although this particular person you're talking about, she be trolling.
Probably.
She's a sentinel.
Yeah,
finding us mutants.
That's your problem.
He makes a strong case.
Right.
It isn't his problem.
Yes, that's true. For the inverse of that, my situation has been, I felt.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I just started laughing from Alex beginning to discuss his situation that he's about to share with you.
Oh god, this situation. So I came off of October in an all right place. Not really having anything other
Of course. This is after being headbutted at a Halloween
yes,
party.
after being headbutted in the Halloween party.
Just to get a throwback.
Yes, okay. So I was coming off of that. Aaron was getting to his better place, but he was just having little side steps, a little hesitation, but he was getting there.
Yeah, still in mile 5 of the 10 miler. You know what I'm saying?
More like mile 3.
Yeah, whatever analogy. Whatever. Fuck ever.
He sprinted near the end. But Brian was still in his mellow state. He was getting some stuff coordinated. He made a lot of big steps. And he was getting to his okay place. That's fair to say, I think. Because you were all over the place, and then... So you weren't really, bad or good. You were just...
Nah, I was chilling.
Chilling.
That's a fair way to put it.
I got a slow decline as I thought October was the end of the crappiness that's going to go on. I was like, it's November. It's going to go away. I didn't worry about it. And then I worried about it because everything I heard from friends or from Facebook feeds, which are awful, just awful creations. Awful things.
It's a tarp?
It's a tarp. Everything's a trap.
Oh, for our viewers that don't know, when I say it's a tarp, it's just funny. It's a trap, but some people usually switch the A and the R.
Because it's a tarp.
It's just when they type it fast, it comes out, it's a tarp.
Yes. But basically, the fallout of various friendships continued to make themselves a lot more serious in November. And I felt like myself as a friend trying to be the mediator and trying to fight was going unnoticed, was for nothing, and I felt I was not listened to. And one of the main things is that I had perspective on groups falling out because I had seen it before, and then because Brian had been the mediator in past, and I saw what was possible, I felt that I could save the group.
Yep.
And that was my first mistake. Because I don't mind fighting.
Because not everybody's me.
Yes, not everyone's you.
True.
And not that he has a perfect record.
No, I don't.
But he's pretty good.
I'm pretty good.
He knows what he's talking about. Me, on the other hand, was coming into this pretty new. I'm a little more positive when it comes to trying to give people a second chance, believing in people making that effort. Yes. But everyone was a new challenger, and everyone teamed up on me and brought me down. So it was a slow but gradual progression of people.
He thought he could handle it, and the only way to answer to that is whoopsie.
Derp.
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 Derp, 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 derp.
You know, we should probably derp to a new song.
No, we can't. That's the best.
Derp,
What else?
derp, derp. I don't know. I was going for
Party derpers in the house tonight.
Derp.
Every good.
Derp. Derp.
Anyways.
Derp. 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 All of the derps. All of the derps. There you go.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, there you go.
New acapella group, the Derps. So basically, I took on too many fights than I can handle, and it brought me down again and again. And I kept wanting to fight, and that's a thing I wanted to make point about, like what sucks about being a dude who cares. It's like knowing what's gonna happen and being able to solve it, but yet finding the same situations keep arising and that they not stop. I feel like my problem was caring too much and like I got invested way too soon.
Yeah, yeah.
And also
It's control again.
I felt
it's
like
control.
some people settle arguments with like analogies and let the people solve the problem for themselves. And I thought I was leaving that alone. That's why I hadn't got involved before. And that the problems just seemed to get worse. So I took it upon myself to analyze the group unbiasedly because I just wanted the group to come together. I didn't want one person to say sorry or one person to be the bigger person. I wanted like the whole group to come together equally.
That's hard though, man.
It was so hard.
That's so hard.
And so what my problem was,
It's especially hard, I will say, when you're actually trying to get somebody to, or get a group to do it, instead of guiding the group with just, because me personally, when I try and solve these problems, I just kind of give analogies and I just kind of incept thoughts into people's heads.
I don't do that. I thought that was working and it wasn't. So my approach was to just lay it down flat because some people like being talked to straight, and for the most part it was working, but with some people it wasn't working, and then it just led to dissent among the group. And I couldn't control that, and I felt bad because the group was falling apart and I felt like I could do nothing about it. So a flaw, I guess, it was just I was invested too much and I took on too much more than I could handle.
Essentially, I feel like what you're saying is you got too emotionally invested in things either too quickly or without fully understanding the situation.
Yeah,
Right.
Which is like the opposite of like what happened to me. It's like I was trying to not be invested.
He kept his fucks in his bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, see, should your fucks slip out of your bag? That's different. It's different than giving your fucks out.
Yeah, mine
whenever.
were just out there like freebies at a Chinese restaurant.
Alex was handing them out to
throwing
anybody.
it out like-
He was
They're just everywhere.
Yeah, like herpes, man.
Really? Like
I was saying that shit is contagious. That's
You're
all
so
I'm saying.
vulgar. It's
I
too
mean,
late.
he was giving out those
Yes.
things like, I don't know.
And it was just bringing me down too much because I was getting none of the payback. And I don't mind not having the recognition, but I wanted to see progress.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about recognition. It's about seeing like stuff actually be solved.
Right. Because I don't care if
I like recognition personally.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's nice. Recognition is nice, but it doesn't put me to sleep. Putting me to sleep is like knowing no one has a problem with each other, that we can all live peacefully. And it feels like the people involved in the issues were acting like middle schoolers, just to put it plain straight, because that's how I just put the problem plain straight. But they were acting like middle school problems when really there are bigger problems out there. And that was the problem I was trying to get, a point I was trying to get across, that there are really bigger problems in this, and they didn't seem to grasp it, and that's unfortunate.
You should just take NyQuil. That shit puts you to sleep quickly.
Yeah, it's called being tired normally.
But
yeah, that was my lowest low, and I can't explain it other than just saying it straight like that. But it sucks that I invested too much, and looking back on it, I probably shouldn't have. But as Brian has stated, I probably couldn't control it.
yeah. That's the whole thing. Is like this. That's what we're talking about. Is like we have 8 episodes now, and we talk about all this like deep stuff, but we're not perfect.
Yes.
Like we don't know. We still have our own problems.
We're still learning as we go.
Like
along.
clearly, yeah.
Yeah, we're really young, so
Yeah.
This dude. Oh my god.
No, it's a valid point. We make mistakes, and we're going to do a lot of stupid things, and we're probably going to tell you about them.
You learn from us. That's the point of this. Is like we're here to tell you our mistakes, and you learn from our experiences.
We'd actually like to hear more about you guys too, though.
Yes.
I mean, we get some feedback. It was definitely fun to do that one episode that Natisha asked us to do.
Yes.
How did dudes roll up on girls?
Yeah.
I'd really like to get more suggestions. That'd be nice. But going back to what we were talking about, it's sometimes you just get caught in situations. That's actually my current description on Facebook and Twitter. I'm just an ordinary guy who gets caught up and gets himself into too much trouble. Like, it just doesn't make sense how you could possibly end up in certain situations like this.
And yet it happens on a week-to-week basis.
It does. This past Friday, I was getting a hair trim from my friend Kathy. And I just wanted a quick trim. She said, let's thin it out. We tried to thin it out. Short story cut short. Basically, my hair, the back of my hair was really like patchy and like uneven and like terrible looking. And the front of my hair was still long. And basically, I ended up going to a barber when I was super broke. I had like no money at all, but I had to go to the barber.
No money.
And I'm still super broke, but I had to go to the barber, got the haircut, got it fixed up. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not used to this short hair. But I'll get used to it. But it was definitely much better than what I had going on earlier.
Because that was a situation.
Because I would have had to wear a beanie for 3 weeks, probably, without ever taking it off. It's just funny things like that will happen, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Because, like, we do have... It's not, like, all bad things that happen. It's just, like, things are just so ridiculous that we can't even believe they happen.
Recently, it's all bad things.
Yeah. Recently, at least for me...
Except for Erin.
Yeah, Erin's been on the up and up. I've been on the down. Brian's been on, like, the middle and down.
I mean, yeah, I'm on the lower half, because Erin is so up there.
No, I'm not.
Erin is surpassing us.
I'm still working up the ladder, man.
Okay, well, Erin's kind of carrying us on the back.
Yeah, Erin's putting the team on his back.
Oh, God. It hurts. Too much weight.
Right. Like, another point that was really important I wanted to make was that things that dudes are kind of, like, expected of, that it kind of reads into, like, mostly girl relationships, but it can happen with guys sometimes, not too often, is that we're expected to not read into anything and yet assume we know everything.
Yes.
Oh, man.
How many times this has happened, how many times I've been expected to know the most, like, obscure of things, and yet I'm not supposed to assume anything, has been one of the most challenging bounces I've ever encountered.
We suck at that.
Again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something there.
I don't know what it is about the expectations, or I've just learned to not assume anything, and everything is a trap. If there's anything I've learned within the past month, everything is a trap.
Real quick though, about making mistakes or whatever, I think I had a Facebook note about it, or actually I have it on my blogspot too. So we can link. I'm gonna link that in real quick, just because it's pretty good.
Yeah, read it
how
and
I
then
feel about it,
or come back to it, but just make sure you check it out.
Yeah, we'll have a link in the description. Yeah. Now, what we're talking about now? What?
Are we gonna go into the blog post?
No. We don't need to go into the blog post. It's
Well,
just,
basically,
okay. So you're.
I was just saying that
Don't
it's the
assume
worst.
shit.
I don't.
well, actually,
it's a challenging balance because we're expected to know a lot, or we're expected. Just like the expectations in general are just really difficult and like vague, because
like you're supposed to know like what each of your friends is feeling, like what other parties are feeling, what you're like the girl is feeling, if you're trying to go for a relationship or something, like that sort of stuff. Yeah,
that could not be more on point. Yes,
but it's like what you're saying with like all this like ridiculous stuff that happens to us. You can't, as much as you're expected to do that, you can't assume anything, because you need to be ready for any shit that's thrown at you.
Right.
And that's like what's happened to us like recently. It's like you need to be ready for the bad stuff and then the good stuff coming out of nowhere, like people wanting to talk to you at 3 a.m. You need to be ready for like girls popping out of nowhere and then trolling the shit out of you. You need to be ready for like friends yelling all the time. Like,
crazy interventions.
Yeah.
And it's just, I feel like
you need to be ready.
This might be a
for
little
multiple trips. Long trips that are driving, where you might drive down to a place called UVA twice in the same weekend
and pass out
and
force the other person to drive,
and then be back the next week.
Yes.
And then, I mean, with no money, because you just get there on I power my car with swag. I don't
Swagmobile.
the swag.
Basically, there was a point. It's like there's the expectation of guys and expectation of girls, and just me in general. I wouldn't expect something out of someone that I wouldn't do myself, or I wouldn't expect more of them that they haven't already shown in themselves before.
Yeah.
So I don't like unfairly suggest like someone's going to do this. I make sure, or I talk to them beforehand before I make like big expectations on something like that. Girls know the story. Expectations always high, and they have a basis for what they want you to be, and if you're not that, then they shut you down. And it can even happen among like same-sex friends, where you just like have an expectation of someone, and because they're not that you ignore them or isolate them. And that's been one of the roots of the problems I've been having with the group, is that people befriended each other too quick and did not get to know the person before making expectations of friendship. And that's one of the biggest factors that destroys friendships. Yeah. People do not understand each other, do not know how to communicate properly. And so a problem I have is just the issue of like expectation versus realistic possibilities. And it's something I can't control, and yet it has happened again and again.
That's a good point. It's inevitable, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm learning to... I was talking to these dudes here, and I'm learning to let the problems fizzle out by themselves, because sometimes I just can't control it, and
you will know when you're needed.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes, well, we'll get the bat signal.
It might not seem like it right now, because you might not have that understanding, but eventually you will get to the point where you will know when you're needed.
Right.
On this thing about expectations, it's certainly interesting to deal with certain expectations. Also, because the thing is that people around you talk, so that's always interesting to deal with. Because when people around you talk, then you have an expectation of what to expect of the person that they talk about. I wouldn't say it's a good idea, but it's not unnatural. I mean, it's just natural for people to talk about situations that they have going on in their lives, or what they think might be going on between other two people. And then you get these expectations, and it's just like neither person feels that way. It's just what other people perceive. Yeah. And it just becomes this thing, which is hilarious. But I mean,
know it happens all the time. Like, especially in our like group at school, it's like you can't. It's exciting, but you can't. The way people talk about it almost ruins it, you know.
You need to let things happen.
Yeah.
Just let them play out on their own.
Because I feel like even for me, like there could have been something could have happened, a relationship could have started, but it just made it awkward or forced because people kept talking about it, or because people kept teasing about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm actually dealing with right now. So I'm gonna take some time off for myself, honestly, to just regroup. And
I take no blame for that whatsoever.
Yes. It's not yours to blame. It's just I just need to take some time for myself and just sort things out. Make sure, like, I need to do what Erin did and take like a look back at everything.
Exactly,
and, just, like,
and that's the thing.
Attack this like focus, but like purposefully, and not just like out of like frustration with the situation.
See, it could have possibly been a mistake. Well, we stated your mistake, and we stated your mistake being too emotionally invested in something too quick, basically. That's what me and Erin claimed. Yeah. And the thing is, if we go back to my Blogspot post or my note, whichever one we link you to, because if you're my friend on Facebook, you'll be able to see it and so on and so forth. But the note is called It's Funny, and it talks about how it's just funny in general, how we're willing to make the same mistakes again, and how we're willing to make the same, like, do the same stupid things, or try like a million times at something that we can legitimately think makes us happy.
Exactly.
And it's just, you know, when you get that sliver of hope that might make you happy, you're willing to break your knees a million times, because I know I've broken my knees a shit ton of times.
Yes.
Or you're willing to do whatever for a girl, or try hard in class and things like that. Yeah. It's just, as many times as you might have failed in that particular subject, if you feel like it's what you're meant to do, then you just keep on grinding through it.
Right. And that's the funny thing, because like, especially for like possible relationships, it's almost easy to fall back on, to think, okay, yeah, this is possible. This could be cool. Everyone's talking about it. Oh, maybe I should get invested in it. But you never, like what Alex is saying, you need to take a step back, Go on top of the balcony, look at the parade from outside, and see like, do I actually feel this way for this person? Am I forcing my feelings, or am I not?
Can't let your head get hyped up by other people's talk.
Yeah.
You need to look within yourself for answers.
Yeah.
And that goes with a lot of things, but in this particular case is what we're talking about.
And especially, I mean, we're still young, but especially now, we're like, even though we're trying to have fun, even though we're trying to like enjoy our young lives, you can't waste time still. Yeah. Time is still valuable. Where we've crossed the 2 decades of living mark.
And we're apparently a year and a month away from apocalyptic doom.
Yes.
So
considering that too. So time is money. Time is
of the essence.
Time is love. Time is everything.
Yes.
And don't waste it.
All right. So I'll have to get back on that because hoping to come back a lot better after this break and take some time for myself.
And you see, we talked about this too, but as much as people can talk about you like one possible relationship, if you get yourself caught up in something that you're not even forcing upon yourself, you could miss the one that matters most. Right. So focus on your own feelings, not your friends, not what your friends think your feelings should be, because you don't want to miss the right opportunity. Right. You don't want to miss the one that actually is the best for you at that time.
And I need to, I guess, just a perspective. I'll just have to, like, get myself comfortable with where I am right now. Like, because I have to make myself happy before I can go in and, like, help, like, others or like, do things for myself.
I think we're going to save that for the next podcast because that's a different lesson to preach.
Right.
It's been fun, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks
for listening. Make sure to subscribe.
Yeah.
Follow.
Tell your friends. Twitter. Tell your friends' friends.
Share this on
Tell
Facebook.
your mama's friends. Tell your friends' mama's mamas.
Yeah. And don't
mama's
forget,
friends.
There you go.
Baby mama's mamas.
Baby mama. No, don't tell your baby mama.
Because if you have a baby, then that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's another episode in itself.
I guess we do have a couple of older fans, which is okay to have a baby.
Oh, true.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, us.
Just make sure to check out the
worldwide appeal.
And make sure to check out the note on Brian's blog. We'll have a link. It'll be posted in like an annotation or also in the description. But yeah, make sure to check it out. And thanks for listening, Alex.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
That was Erin and Brian.
That was the lowest point of the triangle.
Wow, that's how low you.
These are the other 2 points of the triangle coming at you. Me and Erin here. This is Brian.
This is Erin.
Thanks for listening.
And I'm not that high up. Damn it! I'm still climbing up.
You
the ladder.
are.
Okay. Nothing but love, guys.
I don't know what's worth fighting for, or why I had to scream, but now I have some clarity to show you what I mean. I don't know how I got this way, I'll never be alright, so I'm breaking the habit. I'm breaking the habit. I'm breaking the habit tonight.
Because I got the computer back, so it's like all fresh.
Yes.
Like this whole bottom part is new.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they replaced the whole thing, but it's still the same hard
It
drive.
feels
so,
new.
Yeah.
Feels like a baby's tush. Awesomeness?
Yeah.
Awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
Does awesomeness come in like packets or like cans?
I don't know.
Or?
See, your awesomeness might. And maybe his awesomeness, but I'm awesomeness prime.
What the fuck?
I come in a small container.
I think my awesomeness would come in like potato chip bags. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So you could like pop it out. It's like it explodes.
Wow. Okay.
Mine comes in cosmic rays.
Okay. No, your awesomeness comes in like Tic Tacs or whatever.
Tic Tacs, come on. I'm at least Oreo.
The little tiny ass.
I'm at least Oreo.
Tiny ass cartridges.
I'm a complete
Awesomeness prime.
Tic Tacs, come on.